Hello, hello, salut. I am the Rasta Witch. Here's where we learn the way of the Yan Sui Rasta, which is to say, my kind of Ital. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yan Sui witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so this video, it's one I'd rather not do, but but I listened to someone talk today about, in reference to witchcraft, about closed groups and non-closed groups and things like that. So, um, so I'm in my early 50s. I've been a dreadlock Rasta since I was like 27, 28 years old. So like half of my life, for almost my entire adult life, I've been living, practicing, studying, learning, expanding my knowledge of Rastafarianism, my own version. If you went back in time, the first 10 years I was just a Rasta, but I've been bombarded through the years so much about you're not even black, you have to be black, but even by black people from Jamaica, from all angles, you know, you can't be a Rasta. You're neither black nor from Jamaica. That's the most common one. I've heard that countless times. Um, so, so this is just to everybody that cares about that. It's like, oh, because I think at this point, like it used to be, people wanted to shut me down or hated me or something, things like that. But at this point, I've been doing it so long that everybody knows there's nothing they can do. I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn. There's nothing you can do, and so that's what the whole Yan Sway thing is. Like if you haven't listened to my, like, which I don't understand, like I'll have videos where there's a lot more views on a video than my welcome video. The at the top of this channel, I have a welcome video, for everybody to watch. Why would you not watch that? Watch that, That's where I explain what Yan Sui is. So, Yan Sui Rasta, I used to just say I was a Rasta. Then it's been a while now I've said that I'm a Yan Sui Rasta. Yan Sui is a word I invented. I made it up. Because, like, I've moved around my whole life. You say, where are you from, Angie? I say, California. You might, but if I was in California, and when I'm in California, they say, where are you from? And you're from Utah, because I was born in Utah. But the truth is I'm not from anywhere. I've moved around my whole life. The point is that there's not really like if you compare me with other trans women on YouTube, the other ones are so much more beautiful than me, and they have such more feminine voices and everything. Of course, if you were to compare me, you would assume that I'm probably younger than I am because I don't look like I'm in my 50s. But yeah, being a 50-year-old trans woman is, in a world where it's so hard to be a female because there's such high standards with social media and everything. It's impossible. But the something to remember about me is, like, through my life, like I'm not a person that people dislike. I mean, there are people that dislike me. I irritate their soul and they hate me right away, either because I'm trans or because I'm a dreadlock or there's like tattoos. I mean, there's countless things about me that a person might hate me instantly. That's what my haters are like. They're people that don't know me, but when people get to know me, almost none of them hate me. And if they do hate me, they just kind of disappear into the woodwork and keep to themselves, And but the reason people like me, it's not because I'm physically beautiful in any way. Some people, you're physically beautiful, and I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that, especially because I like guys. If they think I'm beautiful, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Why wouldn't I like that? Of course, I like those kind of compliments, But the real reason people like me is because I'm smart, you know, and I'm like smart in some areas and not very extent. I'm not the kind of smart that's super well rounded. People would say seems like I know a little bit about everything, but that's because I just constantly am learning. I it's just like I'm always watching documentaries and learning. Like I'm constantly expanding what I know about things, and I'm a free thinker, so I listen to all sides of the argument and just constantly, I'm gathering information. But even though that's true, I just, I'm a Gemini. I'm a Taurus Gemini Cuspy. The problem with Geminis is we can be like that. We can, that's a Gemini thing, but we just lack a little bit of depth in some areas. I do have depth in uh, uh, diet and fitness. The human body. That's what there's a lot of reasons I'm Rasta because it is a good match for me. Like a Rasta's strength isn't really the scriptures and those things. The strengths of a Rasta is passion and art and community and fitness uh, and especially diet recipes and diet and natural recipes and things like that. And those are, so I'm an exact match like that. I I, I had I was engaged to a black fiance for a while, and I my eyes became opened how racist the world was. I already was not a racist person, and was my heart was touched deeply by the show Roots when I was a kid. I already hated racism, but I didn't realize how deep it was and how much it's out there. And so that's why. So like the thing is like, why wouldn't I just keep this to myself? It's because like I'm not the only one out there that needs a place to go. Like where can I go? I hang out with the Christians. You're not a Christian because you have to believe the Bible's the Word of God and God, man. I'm not a Christian, though I know more about the Bible than they do. I'm not a Buddhist, though I could say I was, and you'd believe me because I've studied Buddhism thoroughly, and it's an everyday part of it's like probably like a full third of Yansui Rasta is Buddhism. It's one of the strongest influences that I have. Probably just as much of it is Buddhism as it is Rasta. So watch my YouTube or watch my playlist called Early Rastafarian History. And there, so I'm saying I'm a Yansui Rasta, not just so that I can, because I don't want anybody telling me what I can and can't do, and can and can't believe. I'm trying to accumulate things that are believable to me, that make sense to me, and that seem like it might be true. I like things that are true, based on science and reality and facts and things like that. And that's important to me. It's not, I can't stand the bus stop type truths. Hey, these people nowadays, and you can't even tell them boy or a girl, and geez, and boy, I can't believe these are this and that, and like that type of talk. Like ooh, yuck, ah. That has nothing to do with ever what I think the truth is. I'm just like, ew, yuck. And everybody's all, I want to feel important by agreeing with everything you say, and then we can bond because we both have the same complaints. It's like, yeah, that's not like scientific, just because someone else at the bus stop says that doesn't make, it's just yucky. So like the Rasta brand, the reason, because the thing is the point, Bob Marley's the most famous Rasta. And so, like, listen to Bob Marley before you judge me. Listen to the music of Bob Marley, you know, and listen to Bob Marley, where he's talking about Jesus being, about Selassie being Jah come again, and the world doesn't want to accept it because they don't want to believe that would be a black person, and things like in his music, his whole entire life and all his messages and everything is this big invitation, to show some courage, start your dreadlocks, and be a Rasta. There's people just like me that aren't black that believe in Bob and are touched by his music and everything and are here because he invited us. And then just to find it on the end, I think that's a lot less true nowadays than it used to be. There's too many evidences of people even beyond Bob that are Rastas that are saying no. But the strongest one is the life of Haile Selassie. If the whole point of Rasta is the life of Haile Selassie and the things he said, you know, I've got I've got two books the size of phone books full of speeches of Selassie. The I don't believe the Bible is the Word of God, but if there's any one book that I believe is the Word of God, it's the autobiography, Volume 1 and 2 of Haile Selassie. To me, that's my most sacred book, especially Volume 1, My Life in Ethiopia's Progress by Haile Selassie, the autobiography. That's my top-notch book, the book that I love and care about the most out of all books. And everything about Selassie is what I love the most. Selassie is not a Jamaican, and so I was originally invited by Bob Marley, but Bob Marley is all he does is point at Selassie, and so that Selassie is my friend. He's my friend invitation, and so I'm here because I know, like, if all Rasta is a black people thing, then how are the needs of Selassie ever going to be met? Because his needs are for world peace, the things that he really cared about. He does care tremendously about the unity of the black community, but so do I. I want so bad for black people to love each other and to unify and to feel powerful. They're such I love black people with all my heart. Hopefully I love all people. I really hope I do. I'm scared of some of them. Like the Southern evangelical Baptist Christians. They're pretty freaking scary when you're LGBT. Like, they mean business. And so, I guess that's not hate, that's more fear. I just like Bob says, all I have is my life, and I have a right to try to live it and try to take care of myself, and that's why I'm here, and I believe in world peace, and I believe that Selassie set the example of how we should do that. So Yan Sway, it's not just about me. Anyone, I'm inviting anybody to be Yan Sway. You can use my word, Yan Sway, Rastawitch, and call yourself a Yan Sway Rastawitch, and and it's not like anything else. Everything else says, hey, you can't be this because of blah blah blah. Hey, you can't believe this because of blah blah blah. But not with Yan Sway witchcraft. That's why I start every video. I am the Rasta witch, meaning, look at me. This is what a Rasta witch is. Here's where we learn the way of the Yan Sway Rasta. Let's do this together. Which is to say, my kind of Ital. All anyone can do is say, this is my version of Yan Sway witchcraft. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yan Sway witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home, We're all on a journey to find our home within, and that's different for everybody, and that's the core belief of Yan Sway Rasta. It's a gender, skin color, language, nothing else matters. It does. You can do it your own way. All Yan Sway means follow Jah within, who is fire, water, air, and earth, where we connect with those elementals inside. That's all Yan Sway means. That's why it's a heart, because fire, water, air, and earth, which is the God Yahweh, the tetragram, is within, and sway is just the English word in Sioux, which means to follow your heart, which is where Jah is, where we all connect with Him, and we all create our own kind of Ital.